Well, there is trauma. There is still trauma. There's nightmares of Adelaide as India, after the break of a week, has moved to Melbourne. The Boxing Day test is here. There is no Virat Kohli. The only thing there is the pressure on the shoulders of the Indian guys. Australia is happy. They are absolutely mounting on the success, full of confidence, as Australia, winning the toss, decided to bat first. Something which India did in Adelaide, if you remember. India made a bit of changes. Obviously, no Virat Kohli, so they have to keep Hanuma Bihari in middle order. This time decided to get back Rishabh Pant. They also get a massive boost with the massive report of Rabindra Jadeja getting fit for this test match. So the two spinners, is it gonna haunt India? I'm gonna put some question in your mind. You're going to. There's Mohammad Shami. There's no Mohammad Shami. There's one rookie guy who's making a debut in from Hyderabad. This is Mohammad Siraj, not the guy who played for RCB. I don't think he's the same guy who plays for RCB. He's a different beast of red ball. We'll see how it gets. And then it started with the first innings. I'll start with Shapturshi. It started off in the first innings. The thing that Ajinkya Rahane is captaining the side. Now the point is, it's the team. There's so much in his shoulders, and he was struggling with us, not with runs. Struggling with runs. The runs are not coming as a regular basic from his blade. So as a captain, when you're not scoring runs, you always think about yourself more than the team. But then you have to also think about the team because you're 1-0 down. There are so much in the public newspaper. The Australian commentators are absolutely eaten up India. I remember all the predictions was 4-1, 3-1, 4-0. Someone said no, India's gonna bash out 4-0, 4-0. Everyone says 4-0. I think there was no one who said India could make a comeback in the series. And then India made Australia bundle out for 195 runs. How was the bowling performance at a whole unit for you in your eyes in the first innings?
Yeah, I mean, what a comeback. So, I mean, India got a ball first, and after such a match, I mean, definitely with the ball in hand, you would be thinking one of our best bowlers is also gone. What if Australia scores 300, 350, and again we have such a, I mean, shameful batting performance, to be honest. And you just, those thoughts start creeping in your mind. Last match, Steve Smith didn't score. What if he scores 100 here? What if Labuschagne scores 100 here? And Bumrah gets the first wicket quickly. India slowly getting the confidence back. And then what a move from the Indian team, from the management, from the captain, to bring Ashwin early on, sensing that there was a sort of grip on that MCG surface. It was a bit tacky early on, and he straight away got Matthew Witt to try and hit a big shot, and he hold out to Ravindra Jadeja, and then that big wicket. I mean, at Adelaide, it looked like maybe just one mistake from Steve Smith, but no, it wasn't just an aberration. Ravichandran Ashwin got in for the second time this series, and I mean, there was joy on the face of the off spinner. He himself later on admitted that during the COVID time, he was sort of obsessed with this guy, Steve Smith, and how he could just pick his wicket in the BGT. He just kept on watching video after video, sensing his trigger movements, his techniques, and everything, analyzing him in and out, and it just paid rich dividends. And then the entire bowling attack stepped up. Even the debutant Mohammad Siraj, I mean, what a spell from him. There was a lot on his shoulders, particularly in Mohammad Shami's absence, also Ishant Sharma's absence, and he picked up two important wickets, and India got them all out on 195, way before stumps on day one. And now it was time to come out and bat, forgetting that whatever happened a week before, bat and put runs on the board.
Well, I think you mentioned about the bowling thing. That was a good thing. But the fact is, on both the innings, when India batted in Adelaide, there wasn't a much contribution from the lower order. At 5 for 773 in India's first innings with the bat, it could have been blunders again. It could have been 200 all out. It could have been 190 all out. And the same nightmares could again come back to haunt you. But then came the partnership between Ravindra Jadeja and Ajinkya Rahane. 120 runs they made. Rahane made a century. How do you assess the partnership between those two veterans for the Indian side?
Well, it's actually two guys who would be, I mean, questioning, who would be cursing their luck. First of all, Ajinkya Rahane, I mean, all sorts of baggage on him. being made the captain, Virat Kohli leaving, he being the guy responsible for Virat Kohli's run out in the previous match, plus, of course, two debutants. I mean, in the likes of Gill and Siraj, he has to manage the workload. India is 1-0 down, and now all of a sudden, he and Jadeja suddenly try to stabilize India's position in that innings. And that partnership, I still remember. I mean, it's very easy to say. I mean, okay, so this guy got 100, maybe this guy got a 50, but in those circumstances and in that match, that innings, I remember very well that Mayank Agarwal again got out, and all of a sudden those chills around the spines would have come. I mean, is it going to be another replay of that 36 for 9? Oh, if not 36, is it 50? If not 50, is it 75? And are we still getting under? Getting all out below 100. So all those things coming up, and Rahane and Jadeja also, mind you, this was his first match in the series, having got injured after the T20I series, and then all of a sudden these two guys battling it out, and well, we saw what they did, and eventually they stabilized the innings, and India could manage a 326 runs in response to Australia's 195. I mean, after that horrific defeat at Adelaide, that is something to be really proud of, I must say.
Well, it is. It was actually 131 runs lead. India goes into the second innings with the ball in hand. Then again, they found Australia 6 for 99. I think you also, talked about the fact in that last video in Adelaide that India missed a trick by not getting the opponent's lower order on his chief score. This time they have 6 for 99 and a little bit slipped off the wells, a little bit of there, and they let Australia go to 200. 101 runs came for the last 4 wickets. And now, as a fan, I know you know the results now, but at that point in time, you didn't know something which is going to happen. At that point in time, as a fan, you're looking that last 4 wickets, 101 runs. The target could have been around 70, but you have the point that India made 36 in the fourth innings. So for them, 36, who made 36 in the fourth innings, 70 is like a mountain. It's like the Everest. So where do you see when Bumrah is there? We always talk about Bumrah is here. Umme is a too fast bowler. Siraj is making a debut. It should have been Venter for Australia, but then they let themselves up. Why do you think India lose the momentum, or think Australia grabbed it with both hands?
Yeah, I mean, so the point you mentioned after that, I mean, I should say a brilliant. I should use the word brilliant, especially after that defeat. That brilliant first innings of India, where they scored 326 runs, and then managing to get 6 wickets for a score of 99, and then all of a sudden 4 wickets down, we know that they conceded 101 runs. And I mean, frankly speaking, there's no justification you can give. I mean, when you are if you are conceding 101 runs of the last four batters of a team, then that shows that somehow you are struggling to pick those tail batsmen out, and that definitely is not a good sign. And given the state of affairs you are in, I mean, having being 1-0 down, and I also would like to add that I really like that innings from Cameron Green. I mean, a fresh guy, the debutant, and he scored 45 runs, mind you. And Cameron Green batted way low down the order, and being an all-rounder, and his performance, I mean, even despite being an Indian fan, I really liked the way he batted. But then again, I think it was really not something that I expected. I mean, we should have and rather we could have got him really earlier, and maybe in that case, I mean, leave aside everything, 70 is the target or whatever, but when you know that you can get out for 36, I mean, 70, as you mentioned, is like Mount Everest to climb. So yeah, the target could have been much lower. But having said that, kudos to Green, and yeah, India still would say that they could have done much better when it came to their bowling that match. Yeah.
Well, now let's eat the cake with Shopturshi. It's all sweet from now. 70 run lead. Again, India lost 2 wickets early on. Again, the pressure could have been 19 for 2. Pujara got out. The main man got out. And you could actually bottle it out this time under 50. But then came the partnership between the captain and one of another youngster from the team, Shubman Gill, someone who hasn't been consistent at the point of time. I'm not saying he's like a Abhiman Mishran or a Priyank Panchal who has scored truckloaded runs in domestic Ranji Trophy for India, but the fact he has come on the back of something which has been come from the eyes of his lectors. And here came Shubman Gill on the fresh grass, 35 unbeaten in 36 balls, taken India home. in your maiden test match is something that every single player dream of. How do you rate? How do you see the start of a future star in Shubman Gill, Saptarshi?
Yeah, so I mean, after doing most of the things right for 3 days, India felt like just one more thing to do right, and we are gonna make that comeback. We are gonna level the series. But can they do it? They would have started off on a fresh mind, forget whatever has happened a week before. But those two quick wickets would surely have I mean, surely would have switched on quite a few butterflies in the tummy of the dressing room, and they would have started thinking, no, 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 just get a partnership going. Someone just go and block it out. So just get a partnership going. A 20, 30 run partnership would do it here. And then the youngster, Shubman Gill, I mean, he was high on confidence. He just didn't look like he was debuting. I mean, debuting in a BGT series at the MCG Boxing Day Test when your team has got out for 36 a match before, it would have just, I mean, put shivered down your spine. But this kid was built different. He scored a 35 of 36 as if he was playing just one odd match, and Captain Rohane was yet again there to anchor the ship, and the duo just saw off the chase. And at that point of time, everyone got stunned. Those who had just ruled out an Indian victory, those who had said 4-0, nothing else apart from a 4-0, they were sure that no, this Indian team has come to fight. They may or may not win the series. That's a different story. But they have come up here and they wouldn't go down without a fight. They would fight for each and every run, for each and every delivery. And everyone was now excited. The heat was building up, the hype was growing. Two more tests, Sydney and Gabba. Sydney was not that much sure, but everyone was now quite a bit excited for those last two tests.
Well, I think has upturned my job, to be honest. He's taking my job. Well, that's the end of the year. 2020 is going to end. We're moving to a new year, new energy, new fortune, new luck. Could be new winner of the series. We're not sure. We're moving to the New Year's Test match in Sydney, as you mentioned. SCZ is gonna be spinning. Is it gonna be fast bowling? What is the gonna be the weather? You're never sure. When you're playing Sydney, you know rain is going to be friend of you, and that has been the history of Australian cricket towards the start of a new year. While we're moving to the third Test match in Sydney. So for those who are with us for the first two Test matches, let's stay tuned. We're moving to Sydney. Someone is going to take a lead by the time we move to the fourth Test Mandikawa. Who will do? We'll come back for the next one. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.